Today we're going to work on our broadcast programming practice. So make sure that you have the Scratch program that we created in our last class and we named it Broadcast. A broadcast is essentially where one sprite or one agent or one character will broadcast out a signal to the rest of the game or the rest of the program or whatever it is you're programming. And all of the other agents, sprites can hear that and they can respond to it if you program them to. So just a in-person example would be if I, the teacher, said, okay, to the whole class, put your hands on your head. And everybody that could hear that message that I just broadcast, when they heard it, they were programmed to then put their hands on their head. So if one agent or one sprite were to say, put your hands on your head, then all the sprites that were programmed to do that, when they heard that message, they would essentially follow those directions per their program, per their algorithm. So we're going to click on See Inside, and we're going to make our sprite, one of our sprites, broadcast a message to the whole program today. And then the other sprites, we can tell them to respond to it when they hear it. So I'm going to start just with an event, just like usual, where when the green flag is clicked, it's a typical starting. And I want to have this girl, looks like her name is Ballerina. I just want her to say something to kind of start us off. She's going to say, check out my new blue balloon. Okay, and then I want to have her broadcast a message because I want an action to happen. I want the balloon to do something, but I want the balloon to know when to do it. So I'm going to have her, the ballerina, broadcast a message that tells the balloon to fly away. So down here under events, if we scroll down, you'll see that we have a couple of broadcasting events. One of them says when I receive the message, and one of them says to broadcast the message. I want this ballerina girl to broadcast a message, and I want to name it. So I'm going to say new message, and I want to name it fly away. Always keep your messaging or anything that you do with coding, keep it simple. Don't have it be super long or complicated to type with capitals and all that. So just keep it simple. So fly away. So now the ballerina girl, if I press this, she says, check out my new balloon. And she broadcasts a message. She said, fly away. But nothing happened and you guys didn't see that because it's being broadcast and we haven't told anybody to react to it yet. I'm going to come over to my balloon and I'm going to tell the balloon that whenever I start my program, I want the balloon to be in this position. So that is x5 and y negative 43. So I'm going to tell the balloon that I want it to always start right there, which is kind of close to her hand. So that's where I want him to go whenever the program starts. So then when the balloon receives the message, so if I go back to events, remember when I receive a message, and you notice how this has a bump on top, it does not snap together with others. It's its own separate event. The balloon is not going to do whatever I put here until it receives this message that the ballerina broadcasts called fly away. So what do I want it to do? I think I want it to just glide. You guys know I like this glide. Glide for 1 second. Oh, whoops, let me put it back for a second. I want it to glide up here to the top. So the x is changed to negative 891. So I want it to glide to that position that I just set up there. So let's try and see if this works. The ballerina should say that and then broadcast. And then when the balloon gets it, he should fly up. Let's see. So he started down there. Check out my balloon. Then she broadcast and she said, fly away. And when the balloon heard that fly away message, he then glided up. Okay. Now, so today I just want you guys to do this basic broadcasting, but then we're going to have some extra time. So let's play around with some more. Let's add a second broadcast. Let's now have the balloon broadcast something. Let's now have, after he flies away, let's have the balloon broadcast. And we'll make the ballerina listen this time. So I'm going to pick a new message and I'm going to just, remember, keep it simple. I'm going to name it sad. So he's going to broadcast after he flies away. He's going to say sad. And let me go back to the ballerina and I'm going to have her, when she receives the message called sad, what do I want her to do? Well, maybe I want her to make a little sad sound. So I'm going to go to my sound library and I'm going to add a voice. I'm going to do this Scream one. So I've added that in there. Now I can use it in code. I'm going to say play the sound called Scream until that sound is over. And then I want her to say something that she's super sad. She maybe will say, oh no, or something that she's sad. So let's watch the whole thing together now. So it starts down there, broadcast back to her, and she says, oh no. And then from then you can go, you can go on, you can continue to add more broadcasts back and forth. Sometimes you don't need to broadcast. You might just need to use a under control. You might just need to use a wait control. Just tell it to wait a few seconds before it does the next thing. And you can add motions and sounds. But the basic that I'm checking for is that the sprites are broadcasting to each other, and you're using this broadcast and when I receive the broadcast in your programming today. At the end of class, when it's time to turn it in, make sure that you press save now. So kind of like 3 steps, press save now. And then when you're out here on the project page, give the instructions so that whoever's using it knows how to begin the program. So just click on the green flag to begin. If you don't have any notes and credits, that's fine. If you need to credit someone in Scratch or a photo credit for your background, make sure you put that here. And then really important, 3rd step, press share. If you don't press share, Ms. Prater can't see it when she clicks on it. And then the last thing is to copy this link. Remember to copy the link from this project page, and that is the link that you turn into me on your assignment on Google Classroom. Okay, have fun broadcasting.